Hi guys, this is Jamie. I want to welcome you back to my channel today. Today we're continuing our color along in Nice Little Town Valentine's Day. We started it back in February. I'm doing a voiceover because this first little part I did on 2 times speed because I was coloring all the leaves and I knew it would take a pretty good chunk of time, and I didn't want you guys to get bored of watching me just color green leaves. So yeah, I decided I would just do a voiceover while I'm coloring the green leaves. If you are coloring along with me and you want to know which green I'm using the Ohuhu brush marker GY3 Bud Green. And I'm using the brush tip right now to get into the little tiny areas. There is a little bit of bleed out here and there, but it's not too bad. I'm thinking with a lot of these detailed areas, we'll probably go over with some Prismacolor pencils. That way it can cover up any kind of bleed out of any of the green, and we can work with fine liners and things like that as well. This has definitely been a mixed media piece. In a little bit, I will zoom up the camera so you guys can see closer what I'm doing. I had a few camera issues while doing this, so hopefully we can make it work. This is a really cute book. It's by Tatiana Bogema Stolova, and I am really happy with this book because it has just the white backing instead of her old versions of the Nice Little Town series where it had the black backing. I found that the black backing tended to curl while coloring or when you would get a book fresh. So I'm so pleased that she changed to the white paper. As you can see, I'm just going over in those little tiny areas right there, that quick little flash. That was my camera was switching to the wrong direction. So you saw my ceiling for 5 seconds there. Sorry about that. And here I'm trying to zoom up and make a good angle for you guys. Yeah, like I said, I had a few camera malfunctions, but yeah, in the end, I think I got it to be okay. After I do the leaves and stuff, I will continue on normal speed and do like a regular color and chat type of color along. I just was, I had kids awake and it was kind of a noisy house, and I thought watching me color all these leaves in real time would take forever. So yeah, that's why I decided to do it this way. Now I did off camera color the mushrooms that were on the bottom of the page in the basket. You'll see that when I start filming on regular speed, and I just colored them with the same stuff that we used for the mushrooms on the top up by the balloons. As you can see, there is kind of a line, an alcohol marker line on the rims of the leaves here. That is okay because I'm going to be going over all of that with pencil, so you won't be able to tell in the end. I'm zooming out here so that I can do the bottom part of the leaves here. I think that adding the pencil, it certainly brings another depth to the page, and you can see the difference. Like right now, it's just the alcohol markers, but once I start adding pencil, you can tell. As you can tell in the garland, we added pencil and it really made that pop off the page. We'll be using the same pencils that we used on the garland. This green is slightly different than the green we used in the garland though. It will be good. And for the tree, the actual tree, I pulled BR2 Potato Brown from the Hoo 20 set, in case you guys want to have that pulled for the future part of the tree. If you guys did complete this coloring back in February, I would love it if you tagged me in your picture, or you could email it to me. I'd love to see your finished pages. It's a lot of fun to see what you guys do. And yeah. If you guys have questions about anything that was already previously done, I do have a playlist on the channel. It's called the Color Along playlist, and it just has videos of this particular color along. I haven't done very many color alongs, so I just kind of winged it this time, and I thought this was a really cute picture and we would give it a shot. Right now it's taking a second. I think I am looking for my pencil. That is why I'm not hopping back on very quickly. So this is the Polychromos pencil that I'm using, and the color is Permanent Green Olive, number 167. And I am just using kind of like a circular pattern on just the ends of the little bush leaf things. And as you can see, it just gives it an extra little pop or dimension to it, which makes it so that it doesn't look so flat. Now I could go in with another shade darker if I wanted to, but for now we'll just do this. And I also do it around the tree branches a little bit to create a little bit of a shadow. Basically add your darker shade wherever you think a shadow may underline. As you can see, I changed my pencil positions a few times here and there just so you guys can see what I'm doing. Since it is 2 times speed, maybe it's hard to tell, but I'm just using that circular motion, creating small circles. And so I like a medium pressure at the tip, and then I go farther out with a lighter pressure. And going into the tiny parts around the mushroom a little bit. I keep thinking, oh, I need to finish this. I need to finish this on camera. I need to finish this on camera. But it's like life and stuff makes it hard to get on here to finish it. But it has been sitting at my desk waiting to be finished, so I haven't forgotten. And I do appreciate all of you guys that watch my channel, and all the wonderful and nice things you guys say in the comments. It really means a lot to me. When you're filming as a colorist here on YouTube, when it's not a live stream, you're basically talking to your wall or your window, wherever your desk might be, and sometimes it can get a little, you can get a little down because you're just talking to yourself at a wall. And when I read the comments and things like that, it makes me feel like it's more real, like I am talking to a friend. And I'd love to hear what you guys are coloring, what you guys are doing if you're not coloring, if you're doing a hobby or something like that, if you're taking a break from coloring, if you're going on a family vacation. It's just lots of fun to be able to talk to you guys, and you guys are my coloring family, you're my coloring friends, and I just really enjoy doing videos for you guys. With this particular video, or this color along, I tried not to make things too complicated because I wanted to kind of have it at a level, not necessarily a beginning colorist, but kind of moving into intermediate, where you are starting to shade and develop textures and shadows and things like that. Because I know a lot of people have asked me how to do that, how to build up a page. So that's what I've done in this particular color along. And I have used a lot of marker base on this color along, and it's because I have pain in my wrists and my hands ever since 2020, and I am trying to take it easy on my hands, and if I have to use markers, then that's fine. Just do the best you can, work with what your limitations are, and it will come out beautiful. Everyone's work is different, and that's what makes us colors so great. As you can see, I'm just doing some additional shading. Now, I do pull a lighter green in some spots because I got a little too carried away with my pressure on my darker green pencil, but you shouldn't have to use the lighter green if you're not putting too much pressure on your pencil. I do have to move my page from side to side a little bit because for some reason it's easier for me to color in a straight line versus to an angle. And I will be doing a border on this page later, but I will continue this in the color. Hi guys, I'm back. So forgive me for that first little part on the video. I have a few blotter pages behind that. I was just looking at it. I was having some camera difficulties, and it was easier for me just to do a voiceover over the leaves. What I've done off camera here, just so you guys know, is I've done these mushrooms here. So I use the same markers as we used up here, and I shaded with this burnt sienna color, and then I also used a Prismacolor yellow ochre as well, a little bit. And then all of these brown stems are this Faber-Castell grip marker, color grip marker. You can get like a set of these for like $9 on Amazon. They're pretty cheap. They're water-based markers. So I did all my outlinings in this because it was just something quick. And I did add a little bit of brown shading to a couple spots that I thought might have additional dark areas, but nothing major. For our tree, I've pulled the potato brown, as I mentioned in the video, but I also have pulled this one, which is BR3, which is lighter than potato brown, and just because we have a little section right here that is under the balloon that we need to color somewhat. It doesn't have to be perfect because the balloon can make it distorted, but just to go in there just a little bit. But a technique that I want to try before I just go straight in with that is adding our shadows with marker before you add your regular color. So for that, I'm going to use this Arteza Everblend marker. These are the new ones, the fine and the chisel. This is BR43 Spice Cider. And what I want to do is I'm just going in wherever I think might have shadow, like there would be a shadow there. there would be a little bit of a shadow there. I mean, we can go in with pencils and make it more deep, but I'm just giving the general look of a shadow in case we don't want to go in with pencils. We just want to use our markers. So, because it's a lot easier just to use our markers and be done, you know. So this isn't too much darker than the potato brown, so it's not going to be like drastic. You wouldn't want something too dark, or you're going to be able to see like really visible harsh lines. You just want like a shade or two darker than the color you're going to use. So if you can see, I've just added, I'm not going to go where the balloon is, just around here. Yeah, I was thinking maybe I shouldn't worry about filming the tree and all this stuff and just color all the fun parts like the mice and all the little details and stuff like that, because maybe people would enjoy that more than all this other stuff. But maybe you guys enjoy this too, so hopefully it's not too boring watching me color a tree. It's part of the picture though, so. And maybe I'm showing you a technique that you didn't know existed, so that helps too. Tonight I was watching a show called Is That Cake? It's a new Netflix series, and they basically do these things where you have to guess if what is real objects and what is cake, because they make cakes that look real. It's just kind of a cool concept. I think that's part of that. Just trying to figure this out a little bit. So we would be watching it, and I would say to my kids, you guys think that's the cake? You think that one is the fake? You think that's real vegetables? You think that's the real cheeseburger? You think that's a fake cheeseburger? Pretty entertaining. My daughter's asleep right now, and my boys are asleep, and it's actually spring break this week. So we're going to have a full household of things to do. It's going to be darker under here, definitely. Under this part too. This is a great opportunity to get into the areas that maybe you bled out on your green in the tree, like I did. Sorry, my arm's in the way. I'll move it in just a second. I still haven't decided if I wanted my mice to be brown or gray. I'm sure I'll figure it out. I'm just kind of going where I think there would be that darker shadow. And if I miss a spot, I can always go in with a dark pencil and do it with a dark pencil. And this part, I think I'll do this like an acorn color. So I'm going to just leave that alone. And since I'm going to keep these jewels lighter on this side, I think I'm only doing the shadow over here for the most part. Yeah, I think I got it everywhere that I wanted to anyway. And then probably in this little groove. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this light color and I'm going to go in there, or else I'm going to forget about it. So this is just going to go in our balloon here, because we need to color the tree so that we realize there was a tree under there. I'm not going to go over the massive purple line that I did, just that little bit will be fine. And then I'm going to start with my potato brown and I'm going to go in here. Oh my goodness, it looks like this looks darker than this one. Well then, I put them on pieces of paper to see which would be darker and lighter, and I thought this was darker. I guess this is what happens. Let's see. Let's try this. That's better. Well, don't make the same mistake I did. I just grabbed a darker brown. This one is the Goldstone red. It's kind of got a red hue to it. Apologize about that, guys. I thought I grabbed a good color. I tried them out on a piece of paper. Maybe I had them switched or something. But, going with the potato brown now. And you'll be able to see that darker down. It's giving us shadow in our tree. And I just went out of the lines there. Did you see that? No. that you can see where I put in the darker and where I've messed up and went out of the lines. I'm just taking my darker and I'm just going to go like that. That looks good. Just work as I go. I'll go a little bit right there too. Because if I do the shading with marker beforehand, it will take a lot less pencil work and will look good. So I need to go in here and do it with this darker color because I screwed up before. Sorry about that. Happens. Nobody's perfect. And I'm going in with my potato brown again. And if you actually act quickly, you can probably blend the other one into it. But if not, you can go over the same area a couple times and it should blend in with each other. Somewhat anyway. That's the beauty of alcohol markers. But as you can see, I've that darker area. Also help your garland stick out even more by creating a shadow. And you can be kind of rough with these shadows a little bit because there's lines in the tree. And if you want to, after you're done, you could actually take a Prismacolor, like a light yellowish color, and add in additional highlights if you wanted to. You want to bring in highlights and lowlights and all that jazz. You don't have to, but if you want to take your coloring skills up a notch, you can. Which way should I go next? I still haven't totally decided what I wanted to color all these other little tiny bits, the jewels and the clothes and something, of course, but I haven't decided on what. I'm sure it will come to me. I'm one of those colorists that kind of work off the fly. I just pull what I feel and just kind of go with it. Hopefully it works out. My latest, one of my most recent Instagram posts was an image from Marjorie Sarnet's Playful Puppies, and after I colored it, I don't know, I had mixed feelings on what I thought about it, honestly. And some people really liked it. Other people thought it was too busy. I looked at it as, oh, it's a completed page. At least I'm done with it now. I don't have to worry about it as much anymore. So I guess it's a good thing. But yeah, that one was a kind of a crazy one, because I had a lot of stuff going on in that. I did like a polka dot background, and Marjorie's work is pretty busy in general, and I think by adding the polka dots it just got too much. I was concerned about dodging all this. Worst comes to worst, you pull out your Moonlight Jelly Rolls or your paint pens, and that'll go over anything that bleeds. There's always a way to fix things. Just work with it. But as you can see, just by adding in those dark shadows right there, it's not going to be nearly as, like, you can go in and do additional shading if you want, but you don't have to, and kind of already gave you shading, so to speak. And I need to go in this part, go back darker again. I really need to be careful around her hands. I go in over there. Coloring the tree and the leaves and the garland and all that is pretty much half the battle of this page, because once you colored all the large parts and large spaces, and you're pretty much done, really. I mean, you don't have much to do after that. All the fiddly bits, but that's usually the fun part, doing all the tiny details. Just going to go around her hand just a little bit so that when I go in with the other marker, I don't get her hand. I apologize if my face or head was in the way there. Do this part. Let's bring that down a little. This is actually wood too. You could make this darker, but I'm going to make it lighter. A trick to avoid the blotchiness on markers is just to keep going and act quickly. And if you see it drying lighter, quickly go over it. I think it also matters what kind of markers you're using a little bit. The cheaper the marker, the more alcohol is in the marker. So they don't have consistent ink flow. The Ohuhus are good ones. Obviously, Copics are really good, is what I hear. I've never used a Copic. But Cali Arts are really juicy. The Sprees are juicy. Prismacolor, Pro Marker. Those are pretty juicy. I got some of that. I don't know what color that's going to be yet. Probably a dark color. That's okay. Go. This one I give some more definition to this part of the tree. I got her cheek. Her cheek is a little brown. That's okay. We can fix that later. Looks pretty good. If I wanted to help the brown out a little, I could take a brush marker and just bring it in a little bit more by doing the wispy effect, just to break up the lines just a little. Especially around this part. It's a focal point. I think this has too much line. So I'm just kind of breaking it up just a little so it's not like line, because I'm trying to avoid doing like massive pencil work. I think that looks pretty good. Could probably go right here a little bit more, but don't want that to be too dark. Like you could get pretty carried away like I am, just going in and adding more and more and more. Once we have these out, I'm gonna go ahead and do this rope here. Trying to be really careful with my brush because this is a pretty tight line. And then I'm going to take this darker color and I'm just going to go on the outside around the knot. Like that. I'm going to take this goldenrod, look how little mine is, and I'm just going to go over the top of the string just a little bit, just giving it a little highlight, just a little bit like that. And if you wanted to, you could go in and highlight some areas on your tree if you wanted to, here and there. No biggie. I think color the basket as well. I don't want to color the bolt. I want the bolt to be silver or gray or something. So let me just find a gray, some sort. That's fine. And then I will try to be careful here. And I'm going to take this Cali Art canvas that I have, it's a brush, because I want to be able to bring out some of this basket in certain areas. And then you could actually, if you wanted to, you could take one of your blender markers and you could create lines in your basket. They'll come up when it dries, but you'll be able to see some texture in the basket. So we pretty much got all our brown done. Yay! at the time. I am at 30 minutes, so I am going to stop here, attach it to the other video, and then we will continue on with all the little tiny bits next video.